Evil Squid Comics Podcast. We are part of the Collector's Maze Network.
Don.
Scott.
Andrew. Atomic Robo. The Vengeful Dead. These don't have numbers on the spine. This is like volume 11 or crazy.
What? I thought it was like wrapping up the entire Atomic Robo story.
Well, yeah,
it does feel fairly, not really wrapping up, but it does feel like it does kind of, I don't know. It felt somewhat climactic. Would you agree?
This is
I don't know. I felt like it was almost like a one shot. It was trying to be like this particular story, like many of them are, but I felt like because of, well, spoiler alert, I don't know if anybody's going to ever do it, but there's a particular character that dies at the end.
Sure.
And so I felt like this is a way that they were trying to, have its own individual homage or whatever to this character.
That makes sense. Yeah. So Atomic Robo is kind of weird. It's like they put out these hardcover volumes or whatever. Sometimes they're trade paperbacks. But each one is supposed to be able to be read in any order. Like you can just pick one up and read it. It's a complete story. But they do continue the story and the characters as they go through. If that makes sense.
That makes no sense.
No, it does. And I've only ever read like the first one and now this one.
You were the test case. I gave you the first one and then the last one. And I trying to see if it makes sense.
Overall, I felt it stood alone okay. But, from like an emotional resonance of or is that the right word? But anyway, the emotional heartstrings that were supposed to be pulled on meant nothing to me at the end of this one. I was like,
you weren't that attached to those characters.
I was not attached to that particular character. I can't even remember his name, but some type of mercenary type of guy.
Well, I've read them all, and I really wasn't that attached.
But I was reading the thing at the back where they were like, "Yeah, we had to give this guy a good send off. We knew we couldn't have him around forever, and so I was like, oh, there must be a lot of stuff that happened there before with him, but
not really."
The overall gist of this one, though, is the fact that they're trying to, and maybe this is where it happens with all of them, considering I've only read like 2 of them now,
Sure.
But with this one, they're trying to stave off the apocalypse from a alternate dimension, parallel world that has a bunch of vampires that are basically trying to beam their way into this world so that they can take it over and eat, and because they got no more blood on where they're at.
Yeah.
And so, that's the whole gist of this one, is trying to stop the vampires from getting there. Yeah. And they've already known about the vampires in this parallel world because they were trying to build some type of net or shield around the Earth to prevent them from beaming in.
Yeah.
And it seemed to work for a little while, but sooner or later the vampires, or one vampire in particular, figured out how to overcome it. Because I get the feeling like there was like one alpha vampire and then all his little minions who just pretty much did whatever his bidding was.
That would be my one complaint is, let me say this real quick. The timing was kind of funny because just as they're deciding to build the shield, it's the same time the vampires figure out how to break through the shield. It's like, the vampires had just invaded like a little bit earlier, or you know what I mean? Or they built the shield just a little bit earlier, it would have been.
Could have been. But I mean, they got the shield up, and then the vampires were trying to get in, and then the vampires were trying to figure out, okay, how the hell do we break down the shield? But
if the vampires had just been a little bit earlier, they would have not even had to deal with the shield.
Well, that's true too. But I mean, they're also on a different time scale than we are too. The way that they alluded to in there, for every couple of minutes that are going by here, a year or two is going by.
Sure, so that's fine. But
but you're right. There could have been a simple coincidence there. Yeah. But they were. I got the feel that they did get the shield up in time.
Yeah, they did, and the vampires figured out how to beat the shield.
Yeah, and for them, it was probably thousands of years before they did do that. So
I think once the vampires started like invading, it was like pretty cool, a lot of action.
There was a lot of action, throughout there. Overall, I thought it moved pretty good.
Yeah.
It does have a certain Hellboy feel in a lot of ways.
Very Hellboyish.
I don't know that. I mean, there's a lot of little humor and stuff in there, jabs that it's like anything like that. Some hit better than others.
Sure.
I think in some cases because of that, I felt like it got a little maybe too wordy in some cases.
There were some periods where it got a little...
Because I feel like, and this is...
I almost feel like the writer is trying to show how smart he is with the sciencey stuff. And trying to impress you a little bit.
I don't even know. I just feel like a lot of that sciencey crap, he's just making up weird words and just going, here you go. But
I think he thinks there's a little bit of a basis in some kind
of
reality.
There could be. I don't know. So maybe there is some of that, but it's all fun. I just feel like there's some areas in which he's just trying to put in a sarcastic comment or some other little jab, or something that's there. But I don't know. If in some cases I felt like it just got a little wordy for what he was trying to, and I just got to a point. I was like, oh, I'm going to look at the pictures and just follow the fight, which worked just as well. Although I do admit that his little his son or something, Alan, he was a pretty cool character in there. I think. And I did like the little the recreation of the meme from, I think it's like Pacific Rim or something like that. This one up here, if you've ever, there's one in there. Oh, you're not familiar with that one?
No.
We'll have to find that one now. So, what
What were you gonna say, Don?
It was just it. So I looked at the end of the book. The character that you guys are talking about that passed away. I don't want to spoil it, but they show a tombstone.
Yeah.
And it has the years blocked out. So it's like born in 19 blank blank, died in blank blank XX.
Yeah.
Like, is there a reason for that? Like, are they in some kind of a weird time zone?
No,
Do they not want to put it in a... Like, why would they do that? Maybe they don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know, man. Good question.
And then the other question, which you already answered it, but I want to ask anyway. It's broken up into chapters. So those are released as hardcovers. They're not like issues or anything?
I believe that it's actually, right now they're releasing it as a web comic, and then every time they get enough for like a hardcover, they do like a Kickstarter.
Oh, okay. Because I know it was like it
used to be
comic
issues.
at some point. It was like a single,
I think the first, rather than these last two trades, up to that point, it was being released issues like through IDW.
Okay.
But I think it wasn't profitable, so they just said, we're just going to do a webcomic and just do a Kickstarter with chunk.
Gotcha.
Cool. And then they raise money to reprint. Yeah. What sucks is you have to pay like an extra full price plus shipping because it's not through a distributor.
Yeah.
It's direct to consumer.
Yep.
really? But overall, I mean, I enjoy Atomic Robo. What do you think of it there?
Yeah, no, I enjoy it a lot. It's good. It's very Hellboyish. It's got kind of that same kind of feel, vibe. Got like a team of people who are fighting, global threats.
I may like to read one that actually has the dinosaur, sparring off him.
Yeah.
But
I would like to get all of them in this format. I've had them in multiple formats, but they've never really been kept in print in any format, so it's kind of hard to collect them all.
Now, how long has this been going on?
Decades.
Probably like 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was originally through like Red 5 Comics, I think, and then they switched to IDW.
Sounds right.
And when they went to IDW, they collected all the previous stuff in like these big soft covers, like omnibus type things.
Okay.
But then they printed them once, and they never kept them in print, and then they were putting out other stuff in IDW, like the single issues, but then I think they abandoned that, and now they're just like doing their own thing.
Really?
Whatever works, I guess.
Whenever you get to the people.
But no, it's pretty good.
Started in October of 2007. So yeah, getting
Not
close.
quite 20 years, yeah.
18.
Man, we're really close.
On our dates, yeah.
Not near as close.
I mean, I
as
nailed
your-
it.
your
You did nail
DuckTales,
it.
yeah.
All right.